What is going on, guys? Welcome to GregglesTV Daily Rewind, episode 20. This is where we go back a week and put all of the tech news shows that I did on my daily show into one single episode so that you don't have to go back. You can go forward by watching this week's episode. And we had some great stuff for sure. Galaxy Note 9 Android Pie screenshot. So if you want to know what the next version of your Note 9 is going to look like with Android 9.0 Pie, we have that. We also have the Pixel 3 XL and 3 and a bunch of other Google products were released, and we go in depth with all of that. We also go in depth with Samsung trolling Apple and Samsung. Very funny stuff. Definitely want to check that out. PlayStation 4 hack. All kinds of stuff, guys. So make sure you watch the episode. I hope you enjoy it and leave some comments down below. As always, see you in the next one. Let's get into the news. The first story of the day comes out of Microsoft and Xbox. They have come out and announced xCloud, which is going to be their game streaming platform. So you'll be able to stream console quality games on basically any device, including tablets and phones. Now, per their statement, they said the future of gaming is in a world where you are empowered to play the games you want with the people you want, whenever you want, wherever you are, and on any device of your choosing. Our vision for the evolution of gaming is similar to music and movies. Project xCloud is about providing gamers new choices when and where they play, while giving mobile-only players access to worlds, characters, and immersive stories they haven't been able to experience before. It says developers of the more than 3,000 games available on Xbox One today will be able to deploy and dramatically scale access to their games across all devices on Project xCloud with no additional work. They'll begin public trials in 2019, which is basically a couple months from now. Project xCloud will have the capability to make game streaming possible on 4G networks, which is LTE, and push against the outer limits of what's possible on 5G networks. This is pretty amazing. I'm extremely excited to try this out, to be able to play console quality games on my phone and have it streamed from anywhere. That's awesome. Next up, T-Mobile has officially come out and said that they will not be selling the Pixel 3 and 3 XL. That's not really that surprising. Verizon's always been the official carrier, and then you could always buy the unlocked version from Google or maybe some other place like Best Buy as well. So again, not the biggest of deals. So you'll still be able to get a Pixel, even a Verizon Pixel, and use it on T-Mobile's network. The other interesting thing is they actually put out a graphic for Q3 2018 showing that the Pixel 2 and 2 XL were fastest on the T-Mobile network. Not by a lot, but a few megabytes here. But it was definitely number one, the Pixel 2 and 2 XL, and then Verizon came in second, followed by AT&T and Sprint. Next up, OnePlus has put out an official video teaser saying that they will unveil the OnePlus 6T on October 30th in New York at 11 a.m. This is actually a lot farther out than I actually thought it would be. I thought it would be somewhere in the middle of October, and then possibly maybe a week before they'd have the phone shipped out to people. But it looks like if it's going to be announced on October 30th, at least unveiled, it looks like the phone's probably not going to be released until November, maybe 7th, 14th, somewhere in that range. And at that point, the Pixel's most likely probably already out. You've got, obviously, the iPhones are out, the new Samsung phones, the new LG phones out. There's a lot of phones that are already out by that, so the competition is going to be even more fierce. But I think that the people that are going to buy OnePlus are probably already planning on buying this phone, regardless of when it comes out. But there you go, October 30th, the official date. And our last story of the day is about the Galaxy Note 9 and Android 9.0 Pie. There's images of this operating system, the updated operating system, running on a Galaxy Note 9. Now, we've seen it on a Galaxy S9, S9 Plus, and it looks very, very close to what you'd expect with that. Just, everything circular, modern looking, clean looking. I like it. I'm excited to see that. It looks like there's going to be dark mode built into it without you having to do too much of a fuss. You've got the updated S Pen update, you know, the way the settings looks on the S Pen features and on the cameras and all that stuff. Again, nothing too terribly exciting to see, but just, you know, again, circular, modern, and sexy. Let's get into the news. As you probably know, today is pretty much Google Day with new Pixel phones, a new Chromebook, laptop, tablet hybrid, and also some new smart products as well from Google. And we're gonna get into that stuff, but let's first talk about a Samsung story that came out of China confirming 3 versions of the Galaxy S10. So 3 models have just passed through the China Ministry of Industry and Information Technology, or CMIIT, and the 3 models are the SMG 970F, SMG 97F, and SMG 973F, and these are the models for the Galaxy S10, and it's obviously a precursor to what we're expecting to be announced in either January or February, and then probably looking at a release in either February or March, and that is of the 3 models, again, that we're expecting, and that is the Galaxy S10. So even though it is Google Day, that was still, I felt like a really interesting and big story. We've known that there's probably gonna be 3 models of it, and this just adds further confirmation to that. Finally, guys, our last story of the day is all the products that Google announced today, and you can actually pre-order some as well. Let's first talk about the obvious, and that is the Pixel 3 and Pixel 3 XL. Now the Pixel 3 and 3 XL do come in 3 colors, just black, clearly white, and not pink. That's right, not pink. Also, you're looking at storage sizes of 64 and 128, and the prices for those are $899 and $999 for the 3 XL. And for the Pixel 3, you're looking at prices starting off at $799 for the 64 gigabyte and $899 for the 128. As for the design, exactly what you were expecting: the camera on the back, the flash on the back, fingerprint sensor, and the G logo. And then on the front, depending upon which phone you have stereo speakers on both, but you do have the big notch on the Pixel 3 XL on the front, but you do not have the notch on the front with the 3, you just have the traditional look. As for specs, they're nearly identical, albeit for the displays. Snapdragon 845, Android 9.0, 4 gigabytes of RAM, 64 and 128 gigabytes of storage. You're still getting the same cameras on both. Batteries are slightly different, 2915 on the Pixel 3, 3450 on the Pixel 3 XL. And then other than that, the screen displays 5.5, which is a full HD plus display on the Pixel 3, and then a 6.3 inch Quad HD AMOLED display on the Pixel 3 XL. Another big thing is the display on the Pixel 3 XL. It's already gotten an A+ rating from DisplayMate, which matches the rating that they gave the new iPhone, which has been rated the best display on the market. So this is really good news for the Pixel 3 XL. And then mostly besides that, it's mostly just camera features that have been added to this year. And then the other big new feature I feel like is call screen, which lets Pixel users see who's calling and what they want before answering. So it uses Google Assistant to have a conversation with the person calling in. The other big thing was the Pixel Stand, and the Pixel Stand is a wireless charger that when it's docked, your phone's docked anyway, it allows your phone to show photos and information, kind of what we've been talking about before. So it's kind of a cool little thing, and it's $79, which is fairly expensive for a wireless charger, but again, it adds a little bit of extra functionality. They also announced the Google Home Hub, which is a smart display without a camera, which is one of the big things missing, I felt like, from this device. I would like to do my Google Duo calls, but this doesn't have that. But regardless, that has pretty much everything else. You can watch YouTube videos, look at your smart camera devices on there, you know, pretty much ask it questions, play music, you know, the regular stuff you could do with a Google Home, except with a display now. And that's up for pre-order right now, and it's $149. And the other major product that they announced today was the Google Pixel Slate, which is not up for pre-order just yet. It should be up for pre-order or order later on this year. And again, it is a Chrome OS tablet laptop hybrid. Starts off at $599 and works its way up from there. Is as expensive, I believe, as like $1,500. You can buy a $200 keyboard attachment that is backlit. You don't have to though. The tablet itself runs Chrome OS and can run Android apps. The display is 12.3 inches. It's very thin, has a beautiful display, or at least that's what Google tells us. And again, it's kind of in that hybrid format. So if you like laptops and or tablets or a little bit of both, this will be perfect for you probably. So how did I feel about all the products that they released today? The Google Home Hub was a little bit disappointing. I did pre-order. We'll see if I end up liking it and keeping it. But that is I was looking for a smart display directly from Google. I already have the Lenovo one, which I like a lot. I'm hoping the Google one will be cool. It's just that I really wish I had a camera. I think it's nice to be able to just have a display that you can video chat with people. And I think even though they sold it as a privacy thing that people probably don't want, I still would have liked to see that in there. The price is fairly good, $100, $150. At $100, it's definitely a buy. $150, it's a little bit, I think some people are gonna teeter-totter on and probably maybe not buying, just end up getting the regular speaker. The tablet laptop I'm interested in at the $599 price point. I wouldn't mind having a big screened tablet to play with and watch videos and all that. We'll see how that one performs because it's like a very low end, 4 gigabytes of RAM, has a Celeron processor. It might not work that well because then you can do upgrades and that increases the price. The keyboard's expensive. There's things not to like about that, in terms of price and performance that you're paying for. But regardless, it seems like an interesting product. Other than that, the phones, I think the camera features look very interesting. The phone itself, I don't love the notch in the Pixel 3 XL. I do like the colors. I think they're pretty colors. The white looks really good. The not pink looks decent. The black, always a classic color to choose from. But I feel like, and I did pre-order the phone. I pre-ordered the Pixel 3 XL. I feel like overall, that phone, I feel like since a lot of that stuff's AI, they could probably just put it in the Pixel 2 and 2 XL. But obviously they want to release new products and keep their line fresh and compete against everybody else. So overall, as much as I was kind of excited to see all these products come to fruition and possibly get my hands on them, I don't think it was a huge exciting day, especially from someone on the outside that's not a huge Google hardware fan. But let's get into the news. The first story of the day is about the Razer Phone 2. Razer normally makes laptops and laptop and computer desktop accessories, and they made a phone last year that had some really nice specs, but the screen was really dim. Well, it looks like they are announcing their Razer Phone 2 phone today, but Amazon leaked out the specs of the phone. The phone's officially going to be announced by the time I make this video, within 2 hours. So maybe by the time you watch this video, it'll already be out. But let's talk about the specs that were leaked on the Amazon Italian website. So on the back of the phone, it will have a Chroma RGB backlit logo. So it'll change colors, all that kind of stuff. Pretty damn cool on the back of the phone. I don't think a phone has ever had that before. Also, for specs, you're going to see a Snapdragon 845, 8 gigabytes of RAM. The display will be 5.7 inches, but I believe it'll be flat, so it'll still feel fairly big in your hand, that display, with 120 hertz. Ultra smooth when you're navigating through the phone. The display will be 1440p. It'll be an LCD panel, so no OLED panels here. You're not gonna get those ultra rich, dark colors on the phone. 64 gigabytes of onboard storage. Wireless charging and IP67 water resistance are additions to this phone. Last year's phone did not have those. Next up, if you're getting the Pixel 3 XL, or maybe you're thinking about getting it and maybe you're turned off by that notch on there, the big notch, you're actually able to turn it off and make it look just like a normal phone. So what you need to do is turn on developer options. And once you're in developer options, you go to settings, system, advanced, developer options, and then once you're in there, there'll be an option to turn off the notch, and you can see what it looks like right here with the notch turned on. And then you can see what it looks like right here with the rich black color up there, so it looks like a normal phone if you hate the look of that notch. And the last story of the day is about the Galaxy Note 10 or Galaxy S11. And this is the latest rumor coming out about Samsung from Korea, and it's that they will probably be removing the headphone jack on either the Galaxy Note 10 or the Galaxy S11. This is sure to upset a lot of you. I don't really use it. I use it sometimes. I use it as, like I'm in bed. That's really the only time I use the headphone jack, so it won't be a huge loss to me. It's more of an annoyance because otherwise you're gonna have to plug USB Type-C headphones into the bottom and then plug in an adapter if you're using regular headphones. So that's looking like what the Samsung's gonna end up doing. If they end up removing the headphone jack, they will put a USB Type-C to regular headphone adapter in there, kind of like what Apple does, what everybody else does, what Google does. It's a big pain in the butt, but it looks like what they're going to end up doing on the Note 10 or S11 hasn't been pinpointed down as to which one of those two phones they're gonna end up doing it on, but it looks like it's going to be happening within a year from now, more or less, or maybe a little bit more than a year, that there'll be no headphone jack on major Samsung phones. Let's get into the news. As you know, Google has just announced their Pixel 3 XL phone just a couple of days ago, and Samsung is already trolling them indirectly on Twitter. Check this out. So as you probably know, and you can see from the photo right here, the Pixel 3 XL has a big notch at the top that houses two cameras and a speaker, and that's pretty much why it's there. And then you could say, well, why didn't they just put a big line across like all, some phones in the past? Who knows? Anyways, it looks like Samsung has trolled them indirectly. They're responding via this tweet that Google put out saying, the Pixel 3 is here. What do you want to know? No, seriously, we're answering Q's in the comments right here. Hashtag made by Google. And you can see Samsung responded to Lacefield Lee saying you could land a plane on it, talking about notched phones. And that's their competitor, and that's where they get Android from, is Google. So it's kind of funny to see Google trolling on Google themselves, Samsung trolling on Google. I thought that was really funny. They don't even stop, and there's tweets in here. There's another tweet that responded to Google saying, try to learn from Samsung. By the way, you copied a lot from them. Thank you, Samsung, you're the best. They respond, not everyone is born to lead. Ouch. Then you have another one, that notch, please save us. They say that to Samsung. Time to botch the notch. And then we'll read one last one from David. Getting a new phone soon. What should I get? Pixel 3, Galaxy S9, iPhone, Google, Samsung, Apple. He tweets everybody. If you like having more RAM, expandable storage, and living notch-free, we've got you. And our last story of the day is about that 4 cameras on the back Samsung phone, which ends up being the Galaxy A9, which is a mid-tier phone. They officially announced it. Let's talk about the specs first, and then let's show off a couple of photos that we're taking with this phone that are going to potentially show what we're probably going to get with the Galaxy S10. So the specs, 6.3-inch full HD display phone, which is a Super AMOLED display, a 2.2 octa-core processor, which I believe is like a Snapdragon 652 or something like that. Then you get 6 or 8 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigabytes of internal storage, micro SD card expansion, and then the cameras on the back. You get a 24 megapixel f1.7 aperture main camera, a 5 megapixel 2.2 depth cam, an 8 megapixel 120 degree ultra wide angle camera, which is going to be one of the new cameras added to the Galaxy S10, and a 10 megapixel telephoto camera with 2 times optical zoom. Now let's look at these photos that Sam Mobile took, and you can see the first one is the main camera, and it looks really nice. It's a nice looking camera. And then the next one is what I really wanted to see, and that is the ultra wide angle camera, which is in the new LG phones. Have had ultra wide angle cameras for a while. The front facing camera, or at least one of them on the Pixel, has it, and now you can look at the new Samsung A9 has it, and again will also be in the new Galaxy S10. Let's get into the news. Obviously, I'm not at my office right now. I'm on location in Orange County. I drove my wife up here for an appointment she has for her eyebrows. She's getting something done, something for free, so she wanted to do it, and they're doing it, and that's what she's doing. And we've only got one news story today, but it's kind of interesting, and if this camera moves a little bit, I have it on a Gorilla Pod connected to my steering wheel, so There you go. Anyways, guys, it's all about that Samsung foldable phone. You know, the one that you're going to be able to fold in half, and when you open it up, it'd be nice and big. It looks like DJ Ko, CEO of Samsung Mobile, came out and did an interview with CNET saying that it's going to be a foldable phone that is also a tablet that fits in your pocket, and that announcement possibly should be coming next month. That has been suggested. So you're looking at November for an announcement of this actual device, and probably some, you know, exactly how it's going to look and everything. He also went on to say that while folded, the device will offer functionality of a tablet, complete with multitasking and a big screen, but can then be folded into a portable phone. That is pretty cool. I'm excited about, you know, having two devices in one. I know you have laptops and tablets. Not a huge fan of those generally, but this just seems like it could work. Thinking about something with, like, say, I think I have like a 7-inch screen, and then, you know, folds up into like 3.5 inches, but you can still use it full functionality, both sizes. That's awesome. That's something that I'd be truly interested in trying. The other thing is the rumored price on this thing is supposed to be like $1,500 or slightly more than that, and that's not cool. That's a very expensive endeavor to jump into, especially with a first generation product, something that maybe won't sell and maybe will go out of production and they won't support after a year or 6 months or whatever. That's where you're looking at something that's kind of scary for that. But I don't think they're going to make a lot of these. One of the earlier rumors months ago was that they're not going to make that many. And, you know, once I guess they sell out, they're done, or they'll go to the next generation or something. But usually the cool thing about Samsung is when they make a product, they generally put almost everything into it. Whereas Apple, and I'm not trying to bash Apple, but Apple, when they put a first generation product, they kind of limit it. Look at the Apple Watch, look at the first iPad, the first iPhone. It's usually limited. And then they, as time goes on, they add more and more things. Samsung's usually good about having everything in it all at once. So we'll see what happens with this one, but that is the latest with the Samsung foldable phone, and we're probably about a month away before we even know even more. And even before that, I wouldn't be surprised if we end up seeing some screenshots, some shots, everything, videos of this thing in action. So if you're a filmmaker, have it be, you know, an amateur or someone that's starting out, or maybe you just want to capture a quick clip with your phone, you probably know that the audio when you record with your phone is not that good. Well, it looks like the Pixel phone is going to fix that. Pixel 1, 2, and 3 will be getting this update. In the default camera app, they're going to be able to support external microphones. And here's the message. Hi folks, Isaac here from the Pixel Camera engineering team. I have been keeping an eye on this thread since the beginning and have good news. Now, this thread started in 2016 about adding external microphone support to Pixel phones. So that's what he's in reference to. At the same time as Pixel 3 launch, which is October 18th, we will introduce support for Android compatible plugged-in external microphones in the default camera app for all Pixels. I hope you all enjoy the update. What a great update. There's always times that I will, you know, capture footage with my phone, and I generally will just attach this microphone, record the audio through my regular camera, maybe capture the video with my cell phone camera because it doesn't connect, it just doesn't work really. So this is a fantastic update. I'm really excited for this. This is going to turn the Pixel phone into a potential video camera that almost anybody could use to make films with, because generally cell phones make really good videos with whatever video you're trying to do, have it be like a little film or a tech video or whatever it may be. It still captures, or cell phones capture really good video. So I love this update. And the last story of the day is if you have a Pixel 2 phone, you might think about wanting to upgrade to the Pixel 3. You might want some of those Pixel 3 features. Well, it looks like some of those Pixel 3 features will trickle down to the Pixel 2. So let's find out which of those features are coming. First up, we have adjustable portrait blur, which is going to allow you to take those bokeh photos, meaning you take a photo of somebody and then you can blur the background. Well, the adjustability is now here for the Pixel 3, and it's also going to be here for the Pixel 2 phones as well, so that'll be a nice little update. Next up is night sight. Night sight allows you to take a photo of something, you know, like that's maybe not so well lit, and then a night sight, it's gonna brighten everything up and make the picture come to life. This is a great update coming over. Gmail Smart Compose, which is going to be, you know, you're in Gmail, you start to type something and maybe it gives you a word or a phrase to finish it off so you don't have to think about it. Playground is gonna be, you know, that mode where you can insert, augment augmented reality models into your photos. The other two last ones are call related. So Duplex is supposed to be coming out, I believe, in November, and then it's city by city. So you might have to wait a little bit longer than November, but basically you can have Duplex, which is the Google Assistant, make phone calls for you, tell who to call. You can have it make a reservation or do something like that. It's very similar to call screen, but call screens, when someone calls you, it'll screen out if the person is a telemarketer or a real friend. You'll see that message directly on your phone. So there you guys go. If you have a Pixel 1 or Pixel 2, life isn't over. You're still gonna get some cool new features, and you could probably hold off on that Pixel 3 if those are some of the reasons you were wanting that phone. So there you go. Let's get into the news. We only have one story today. Is very extremely slow tech news day, but it's a very important one, and it's important also if you have a PlayStation 4, because there is allegedly a hack out there, a message hack, where you'll get a certain message and it will actually brick your PlayStation 4 console. So the way you have to fix that is that you have to end up factory resetting your PlayStation 4 console. It all happened like this. This was posted on Reddit. It says, warning, set your messages to private. There is a new glitch that basically bricks your console and forces you to factory reset it. Even deleting the message from the mobile app doesn't work. It happened to me during Rainbow Six Siege. A player from the other team used a dummy account to send the message and crashed my entire team. We all have had to factory reset. Only one of our guys wasn't affected, and he has his messages set to private. Do this ASAP to prevent this from happening to you. Edit, my friend sent me an image of the messages he received. I deleted mine before screenshotting. And you can see right here, it doesn't, just a bunch of hearts with looks like a question mark, and that's what bricks the person's console. And the other thing is, if you want to set your messages to private or to friends, if you trust your friends, all you have to do is follow these instructions. Go to settings, account management, privacy settings, enter your password, personal info, messaging, and set messages to either friends if you trust them or to no one. And this should help you against this attack. People are so awful. I don't know why people want to hurt people this bad. It's like, why would you want to put that pressure? Like if I did this to somebody, I would have that guilt and that pressure on me that I did that to bad thing to somebody. I'm just not into it, and it sucks that they ended up doing this. I've already set my messages to private, so now I can only get private messages, actually I set it to friends only, so only friends can send me messages, and hopefully my friends don't try to brick my console. But regardless, make sure you go out and do this just to be protected, and plus it'll stop from getting spam messages and things like that. I've gotten a lot of spam messages on PlayStation 4 versus Xbox. I get so many, it's ridiculous. So yeah, do that, protect yourself. I guess the only silver lining in this is that if it does happen to you, your PlayStation 4 isn't gone forever. You can just factory reset it and it'll be back to normal and then go from there. But there you guys go. That's your protection of the day, your security note of the day. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, new videos every single day. And my question out to you guys is, what is your console of choice? PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, or Xbox One? For me, it's Xbox One. I have all of them, but I only play mostly Xbox One. And if you want to add me, the GregglesTV. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you down the road. Peace!